Hello, my love humans. What about 295 here on my channel, where we're going to be talking about Buffy. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Yep. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, issue number 2, which is called back. Welcome back to the Hellmouth Part 2. It has Drusilla and Buffy on the cover. It also has, it's written by Jordy Blair, Dan Mora, and Roel Anglo. This is Bloom's reboot series. I do have issue number 1 of a review. So the way this review will work is I'm going to go through a non-spoiler section when I think about it, brief ideas and stuff. But do know this is a continuation from that comic. And so, as we do know, that could lead to spoilers for that first comic. So just keep that in head. And then we'll go into a spoiler review about it all. And then at the very end, if I want to go into a character talk about, which I probably will, we'll go into a character talk about because there's several characters in here that I want to briefly mention. But I'm going to talk about more in a whole when the spoiler section starts. So non-spoiler section is this. If you're looking for the spoiler section, just go to when the spoiler word pops up in one of the corners. It'll be there for the rest of the video, so just be aware of that. But the one thing I want to mention now is that this is the second issue. So Buffy is already really close to her friends. I'm assuming this is relatively later after that first thing. It also brings in several characters that we love. Also a new character that I don't really know how I feel. There's 2 new characters that I don't know how I feel about. I'll ask you as an audience and we can talk about it in the comments down below, because honestly, I'm curious. And they make some other standout moments and things like that, but they do bring in Spike and Drusilla. That was announced with the release synopsis of this issue. And let's see here. I don't know. I would say overall, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. It went by faster. I wasn't too nitpicky as I was with the first issue. I'm kind of accepting it for the way it is, but I'm also still relatively annoyed about the whole situation as a whole, because I think they're just doing too many things to these characters that I love, and knowing that Joss Whedon's name is on this makes me even more mad, but we'll get to that. So of course, this is where the spoiler section will be popping up, because ultimately I need to talk about this kind of as a whole, this whole document, as this whole issue as a whole. So it's a 30-page issue, and it covers a nightmare at the beginning, which was pretty cool. Nightmare sequence is rather disturbing, but I'll show you a very quick glimpse of it. It is rather disturbing, but I did like it. The animation and things on it were pretty cool. It also talks about hell and things like that. I still don't know who's narrating this, because it makes us, towards the end, makes it seem like Xander, but the narration I'm still getting very confused on. I'm hoping that they make it more clear as we go forward. But Buffy wakes up, she goes to the kitchen to get food before school, and we do realize that they have a new boy in the house. This is Eric, right here. He is that dude. That's Eric. I don't like Eric. I don't know how I feel about Eric. Eric is Joyce's boyfriend, which I guess maybe in a modern society she would move on from her dad. But I don't know. I never saw Joyce as a dater, though. I think that's a very big thing. I do enjoy after Eric shows up. He's like one of the new characters that we will talk about in the comments, because honestly, I just want to know your opinion on it, because I don't really have a strong one. I do, however, so Giles didn't really have a good image last time. I didn't really see Giles, but this one makes me think of Anthony Stewart Head, like, a lot, and so I enjoy that a lot, quite a bit. Also, by the way, I had to switch recording devices, so if I sound weird, I'm sick, but also that. So just be aware of all that going on. But Buffy and him talk about, like, mythology and things like that, which I enjoy. That was a very good part from the things that did go on for a while. And then we get our first introduction to Cordelia Chase, who is right here, who has a major section of this issue, which I found interesting. So that's somebody who's new, but she's a fan favorite. I do kind of like her here. She's not total a bitch like she is in the other one, like she is in the actual TV show. So I do enjoy that, how they kind of changed it up by making her somewhat nicer. But her and Willow are still butting heads like normal, but they're much calmer to each other, which is weird. But Willow, we get introduced to again. I like the drawing better here for Willow, but we're also going to talk about her girlfriend. Yes, her girlfriend, Does this mean we're not getting Oz at all? Because honestly, I feel ashamed for that. Oz is still one of my favorite characters, Willow and Oz, even though Willow does represent the LGBT community from seasons 5 forward, or seasons 4-ish, like towards the end of season 4 forward, it's still a big chunk of her life that does Oz take up for the later 2 seasons after we meet her. He is the first love, which makes her introduced to Tara, realizing, hey, Willow sexuality was never, like, clear. Like, it was never, I'm gay. Like, yes, she has several monologues and stuff later on, towards the end of the series, where she's like, I'm a lesbian, and she never had another male lover outside of Oz and brief time Xander outside of high school, and so she found herself in college, which is a very, very liberating story for the time, and so giving her a girlfriend, I guess now in today's age of 2019, it makes sense for her to have a girlfriend in college, and I read some reviews, I also read some articles about this, of where I don't think I'm going to do characters, because I'm not so like, detailed here, just to give you a heads up, but my first issue had characters, but I don't think this one's going to, I think it's just going to be a non-spoiler and spoiler section, but this one here, I don't know, the interviews and stuff I read from the Boom creators of the writers, so they liked Willow better as a college person, and so they wanted to implement that story much better here. Than they didn't want the shy, nerdy girl, which I think at Willow's. How do you guys feel about that? Because I think Willow's development was all about that shy, nerdy girl. Like, I like the development of that, but I'll show you Rose. Okay, so that's Rose, and that's Willow, obviously. The screen's too bright, I think, which is why they're getting colored. But I don't know how I feel about. Also, I don't really know how I feel about Willow dating a goth. I don't know. All these questions I need answers to, so please let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this. The next thing we're going to talk about, because like I said, they introduced quite a few new characters, which honestly it felt okay. I was really nervous about this, you guys know, for my first review, that introducing all these characters would be a problem, but also in the articles and stuff that I read, everybody took a very, very strong liking to the principal from season 7. Hold on, I gotta find his name. Honestly, you know, what? Oh, Robin. He's the principal from season 7 who ends up who has a brief relationship with Buffy, and then goes on to sleep with Faith, and he does pop up in the comics and stuff from season 8 to 12, but it's very brief cameos in the initial Buffy runs. I don't know about Angel and Faith particularly, but they do age him down here to make him a runner, and possibly Buffy's new love interest, since we have not had any representation of Angel. I don't know if he is coming in the near future, but that is Robin. Robin Wood, obviously, is, I'm pretty sure, his last name. He is at least in the initial run, the canon version of this. I mean, this is probably canon in the universe as well, but the initial run was that he is the son of a Slayer. Spike famously murders his mother when he is a child, and he grows up to become a vampire hunter because of that betrayal. He does have his arm broke in this particular scene that is showcased here. I'll showcase it again, where Buffy signs it. They have a cute flirtation type thing like that. And with Robin, I think it has an interesting development. I never liked them together as a TV series as a whole. But then again, with this, they're not showing us Angel. They're showing us evil Spike. They're showing us Drusilla and things like that. So I'm not entirely sure. So the next set of scenes, oh, hold on, I lost my light. The next set of scenes will take place with Cordelia and Spike. This is what Spike looks like. They did a really, really good job of showcasing James Madison, who is, the person who portrays him in the actual television show. The other comic, hold on. Like, it's just, let me see if I need to turn, what happens if I turn down the brightness? Does it showcase better? Oh, it kind of does. Okay. That's interesting. That's Spike. They do introduce him as Spike, which is interesting, as it was such a big part of the second season of trying to figure out who Spike is. But ultimately, he has a run-in with Cordelia. This reminded me a lot of Vampire Diaries, as in the sense of it takes place in the woods. Cordelia is kind of acting like Caroline does when Caroline becomes Spike's feeding buddy for not Spike, Damon's feeding buddy for a little bit in that first season. I mean, their flirtations and things like that. It's just that's what it reminds me of the most. I want to. Do you guys feel that? Did you guys watch that TV show? Like it's okay. And we also do get confirmed that the character that I thought would be Anya in the last issue is Anya. They do bluntly say it. She does own the magic shop, and so that's very, very much into the future. And then that girl at the very end, who I thought was Drusilla, is Drusilla as well. I do personally really enjoy that hair braid. I think she does an amazing job with that hair braid, to be honest with you. Also, as a character, it's really, really cool. They do bring back things such as Anya's love for artifacts, not love for artifacts, but love for money, by not having things wanting to be broken, things like that, which is really cool. But there also is some quirky humor. I know I'm not really touching on it, but she breaks, Drusilla looking for the necklace, breaks a vase in this particular scene, comes out this gigantic vampire bat saying, I want to kill all vampires, and Anya's, bet you feel right, real dumb right now, huh? Which is a really good image. Okay, and then we end with Xander. Xander has no character development here at all, except that he's depressed, which is interesting, but it does end with Xander, and once again, he has the blue text over here, which are talking about him, which makes me once again believe that he is narrating this whole thing, and that is part of his log that was officially announced in this, called the Zeppo, which I mentioned was a very big episode in Season 3 of the actual television show, so that's very interesting. But he's very alone, he's very sad. It ends with, but I'm just so alone, when am I going to man up and tell them what I really think? When am I going to finally get what I want? Because he believes everybody else is moving on without him. In the original TV show, in the first season, Xander always had Willow, Willow always had Xander, but now they're adding in a new interesting dynamic by bringing in Willow's girlfriend, taking Xander away from Willow without Xander ever growing to know anybody. Overall, just very, very interesting. And the last thing I'm going to very touch on briefly right now is the next issue, which I don't know is actually the next issue of the series or not. Alright folks, let's wrap up issue 2 before we go. Sure, take a look at our issue 3, number Cordelia, Spike, high school drama, and maybe acoustic guitar. You'll have to read and see. So I think they do. So their high school daily school bulletin, which is at the very, very end of the comic. You have to read the whole thing to get to it, and it's this section right here is what I'm talking about. It's really cool. I'm just gonna read you all some things. So inside the next issue of the Sentinel, need some cheer in your life. Get to know the new leader of the Sunnydale High Cheer Squad, which is Cordelia. Yearbook Club members will be meeting in Miss Calendar, so she'll be showing up next. They're just trying to get to all the characters, aren't they? Auditions for the next school play, The Phantom of the Opera, will be held on October 5th and 7th. Sign up. I'm wondering if that means anything. I'm wondering if that date means anything. Mega classes due to sinkhole in the science wing will be scheduled at the end of the year. And a reminder, the basement is off limits, is all that we get. But Miss Calendar, that's very interesting that they did bring her up. And then, of course, like I said, there's a lot of that type of things. But I don't think there has been anything announced for Buffy number 3. Oh, hold on. I'm going to very quickly look it up for us, just to take, my phone is behind it. I'm going to very quickly just look it up real fast to see if, there has been a synopsis that got released for it. Now, Buffy number 3, interestingly enough, some side statistics is selling much better due to the publisher saying you get a very interesting bonus if you pre-order. I did not pre-order, so I don't get an interesting bonus. The here pre-order Buffy and Scooby. The name was Xander's idea. He's workshopping it probably once sick. Delve deeper into the heart of Sundays underbelly and make a shocking discovery about the true nature of the Hellmouth. Meanwhile, Drusilla, aka the Mistress, sets her sights on Cordelia as Cordelia and Spike find accidental common ground. So, kind of exactly what I thought. And then also, that seems to be the cover for next issue. is what I'm understanding as well. But there you go. That's my review. Like I said, it's a 4 out of 5. I think it's a much better issue than the first one, but I cannot wait to read these as a whole, going back and forth for 120 pages, in which I think I will do a whole review over all 4, as a combined collection, talking about it as what I think the first arc of this new series will be all about. But of course, I'll let you guys go now. I hope you enjoyed this. I know that it's not as interactive as before, but please do comment down below. There's so many questions that I asked that I do want to talk about you guys with. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.